Hey guys, welcome back. W2 here today with another Marvel Rivals guide. Today we're taking a look at the best character in the alpha. Currently in the game, this is the strongest character in probably most people's opinion. I think it's sort of become common knowledge that Hela is a definite S-tier damage dealing monster within Marvel Rivals. She has an extremely powerful kit, she's got a movement ability, she's got broken levels of damage output, she has a great ultimate as well. All around, just a very strong character. And today's guide isn't going to be anything too crazy because it's pretty much just if you have good aim and you're good at clicking on heads, you're going to have a good time playing Hela. Something right off the bat, just for you watching this, I decided to try and use their replay feature that they have built in the game right now for the background footage. So this is a little bit weird. The red is actually like our team, like I'm on red, and blue is the enemy team, and you can also see all their health bars, so I don't really know if I like it. You can see them through walls and stuff, but it's just for the background footage for today. I was trying out something different instead of recording like live in a match, because I had a decent Hela game, so I thought I'd see how it looks. Just so you know watching, that's why it looks a little different. But anyways, let's start off with Hela's synergy. So currently the only synergy for Hela in the game is the Queen of Hell passive that you get from teaming up with Loki. Now this gives you a 15% damage boost currently, which is mind-boggling. I don't know why they decided to do that, because Hela's damage is already insane. But if you're going to play Hela, you should do your best to have a Loki with you as well. It is extremely powerful to get another 15% on top. You can 2-hit some characters in this game with headshots using that extra bit of damage boost instead of 3-hitting, which is already pretty easy to do. And you get the passive that whenever Hela lands a final hit that finishes off an enemy, so whenever you hit the last hit that kills an enemy, if Loki is dead and still on his like waiting to respawn timer, if you get a kill, it'll respawn Loki where he died, like right where he stands. And there is no cooldown on this either, so I've had where my Loki dies, I kill someone, he comes back to life, he dies again, I kill someone, he comes back to life again, like within 30 seconds. I don't know why it's so strong, but it is really powerful, especially when Loki's a healer. To bring him back to life instantly like that, and he can start healing you and stuff, and you guys can kind of sustain each other, is a pretty powerful move, especially like if your Loki gets picked and now you're down a healer. If you can get a quick pick, you got that healer right back, and now they're down a player as well. So it's pretty powerful, and if Loki's alive, instead of bringing him back to life, if you kill near Loki, it just gives him armor as well, which is at least something. It's pretty useful still. But all in all, a really powerful synergy that you're going to want to take advantage of when you can play Hela and have a Loki on your team as well. Now, moving on to Hela's abilities, pretty straightforward. Her main attack is the Night Sword Thorn. This is sort of a slow firing. You only have 8 of them, like in a magazine, 8 of them before you reload. You're throwing these big projectiles. They have a really large like headshot hitbox on all the characters in this game, as well as I think the like Thorn itself has a really big hitbox. And this thing is insane. The damage on your just normal left click is enough to just soar you through any match, really. As long as you have decent aim, and like maybe you've played like CSGO, Valorant, these sort of aim dependent games before, even Overwatch as well, I guess, but depending on the hero you played in that, playing on Hela and getting these headshots, it immediately makes just a huge difference. It's so easy to last hit and to just like immediately send whoever you're fighting running, because the amount of damage that they're going to take, it's just like not fair. Like Rocket Raccoon, you can 2-hit Rocket Raccoon and there's a healer gone. Any like small character, which is most DPS characters, pretty much all the healers, you can just 2 or 3 hit them and they don't even have time to really react if you're hitting consistent headshots or just even like head body body head body. Like it's going to take out almost any character. And the tanks also heavily underestimate just how much damage you actually do. Like I've seen a Magneto just kind of stand in front of me, not realizing that like I can completely rinse him with one of my like magazines before reloading. With just the 8, I can take out any tank in this game. It's insane how much damage Hela puts out. I don't expect her to be this powerful at launch, but her core like gameplay is still that sort of like marksman, like slow firing, big hitting sort of vibe, so it's gonna still be about the same. But any like big changes, I will be pinning those in a pinned comment on any of these guides. So like if they were to completely change one of her abilities to be something else, it will be pinned in that comment, so I don't have to make a full new guide. So check that out if you're watching this video after launch sometime. But anyways, her left click, it's insane. It's crazy high damage. Just aim for the head. You're going to win every single fight that you get in, especially against flying enemies. So an Iron Man, a Storm, anything like that where they're like up in the sky just sort of gliding around. Like an Iron Man needs to switch if he's against a Hela. It is that bad. Like I can kill an Iron Man before he can even hit his shift to start to try and run away. He will be dead. And same for like a Storm. It's just too strong with Hela's. Like once you get that timing down of leading them and stuff like that, you're going to be decimating games using Hela. Now her right click is called Piercing Knight, and it fires multiple Night Sword Thorns that detonate after a delay. It is weaker than like the normal Night Sword Thorn. I know it says it fires multiple of them, but it's sort of multiple smaller ones, but then they do a little bit of an AoE explosion. It's not as good. I kind of mix it in sometimes, like when it's on cooldown or if I'm reloading or something like that. Or if you like can just hit all of them into a tank, or it's good for sometimes when someone's jiggle peeking a corner, you just throw a bunch of them at the corner and they might walk into it, and you can sometimes like one hit if you can hit all those in the head, but it's mostly your left click over your right click most of the time. And you also have an E that throws a little AoE stun that can stun enemies. Now it's an extremely short stun, keep that in mind. It's nowhere near as strong as like Hulks or Mantises. Throw the E, it freezes them for just like half a second, just long enough where if someone's like in front of you, you've maybe hit them once with the left click and they're trying to now like backpedal and leave, you hit the E, it'll freeze them for just a second, and then you can click on their head, like just in that window where you throw the E, they freeze, and you can click right on their head. And that's sometimes enough just to like finish off anyone really in this game, any character. Like the damage is ridiculous, especially with the Loki in your team, the extra 15%. So the E isn't like anything crazy, because usually with Hela you're pretty far away fighting because you have that ability to just do so much damage from range. But when you need to like maybe stop someone who's coming right at you, you can hit them with the E, hit them in the head. Now lastly, her ability Astral Flock is her movement ability on left shift. You'll see me use it a bunch in this video to just like fly away. You're invulnerable when you do it. You can point it anywhere you want, and you hit shift, you dash basically forward as a bird, and you pop out of it after a short distance. But you can use this to fly towards health packs. That's what I use it for mostly. Gives you a lot more sustainability. Your healers don't have to worry about you as much, and it's just super easy to just shift over to a health pack, walk back, and you're full health, and you can just start doing damage again. It's good for getting out of a pinch or away from an ultimate. If you time it right, you can like avoid entire ultimates, like Wanda's for example. Right when she's about to explode, you hit your shift, and then you can come out of it and pretty much finish her off. It's a pretty strong little movement ability, especially with the invulnerability that it gives you. Hela also has the passive Hell's Descent, where you hold space to fall slowly. It's the same thing that like Wanda or Rocket have, where you just hold space and you can kind of hover your way down slowly. I don't use this as much as I should. It combos well with your left shift, so you can fly up as the flock and then hold space. You'll slowly hover down, and you can rain shots down from above, which is going to get you more headshots and less likely that people see you. And if they do see you, then you just let go of space, you fall fast, and you can kind of avoid them, because you don't want to be just hovering around making yourself a target. But if you can get an off angle or jump down from something and float down, catch people by surprise with some random headshots like that, or use it to get on the same level as like a Storm or an Iron Man and get right in their face, it is pretty solid that way as well. And finally, her last passive is the Nastron Crow Storm. This will make it so when you defeat an enemy, it just like shoots a crow out of where they died that explodes after a short amount of time. This is nothing you need to really think about. It's just sometimes when you kill someone, it might give you a little bit more damage to whoever's around them as just a little bit of AoE damage. Nothing crazy, it's just a little added bonus on top. And that's pretty much it for Hela. Besides her ultimate, I always forget these, you can hit Q, you soar into the sky and unleash Nastron crows from each hand at will. Now you are not invincible while you do this, but you are technically like invulnerable in the sense that they can shoot at you to stop your ultimate, and like you have a health bar, but then it just drops you back down. You don't die when they like finish your health bar while you're in your ultimate. So you can go up, and you basically just left click, you throw alternating explosions that do a really big AoE and about half the health of any squishy enemies. So like again, a Rocket Raccoon, any sort of healers, Luna Snow, Mantis, any small characters, Wanda, Star-Lord, anyone like that, you can pretty much 2-hit them with your ultimate. Tanks, it's going to be more like 3 or 4 hits. But this is a sight clearing like monster of an ability. It will at least make them all run away, and if they don't, they're gonna be getting killed by this ultimate. It's very strong. You can usually get away with like 5 or 6 different throws. I'm not 100% sure how many you really get, but it does a lot of damage, clears out a whole site, and then you can also just drop right back down from it and finish someone off if they're not all the way done. I've probably seen me do that a few times in this video already. You'll be hitting them with the ult, right when it ends you'll drop down and hit them with one thorn as well, because you just go right back into the fight. Only thing to keep in mind is that when you use this ultimate on site, it does not count as being on the site. You're actually way above it. In this video as well, I don't get the site cap because I'm up in the sky, so it's something to keep in mind. But that is pretty much it for Hela. She is extremely strong. As long as you have the aim to back up the damage output, you'll be taking out most characters with ease, and even the tanks are going to be afraid of just how much damage you can really pump out as a Hela. That is about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm trying to keep these guides kind of like high effort with the graphics and whatnot, but also just chill gameplay, and I just explain the character more or less. Like I said, in the pinned comments will be any big changes if you're watching this 6 months or a year from now or something like that, and they've nerfed this or buffed that or whatever. Hopefully not buffed, but if they've nerfed certain things, I'll put it in the comment down there. Other than that, all the information should be pretty straightforward. That's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. If you want to see more Marvel Rivals, be sure to leave a subscribe, leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and comment down below what you think of Rivals or of Hela or what character you want to see next. I'm slowly going to go through all of them, make a guide for every single one. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys.